while he pocketed this out of Salah, he's the reason why they lost. He's the reason why Harvey Elliott made that beautiful run down the right. Little white boy Harvey Elliott came through like Roadrunner.
Your favorite podcast, favorite sports podcast.
I was talking to the camera. In the world, here. Welcome to another episode of Fried Footie. Y'all know what it is. Your three favorite TV producers. I'm Rodney. I got Chuck and Brad on the screen with me. We got a lot to talk about. Fellas, what are y'all most looking forward to?
Man, La Liga is getting the racists out of here, baby. You know I love some good racism. You know I do.
And Jude Bellingham's mom got his girlfriend out of the box.
Out of the box is crazy. But before we get into that, fellas, we gotta talk about Champions League.
Yo, I just love the Champions League so much. I'm so grateful for it. The thing that stuck out to me is that Liverpool fans should be fucking terrified. Now, I know they won, and I know that's gonna sound a little crazy. They were not the better team. And no one on earth is gonna tell you that.
PSG did everything right except score. Everything but the scoreboard.
Thank you.
Liverpool was outclassed at every single position except goalie. That's it.
And the score.
That's it. Sure.
And the score.
And the score. Thank you, Rodney. And the score.
Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Barcola, Liverpool has no answers for them. Alisson has played a lot of games this year. He hasn't stopped every shot like that before. That was a godly performance. You're not seeing that twice. All those same circumstances that led to 27 shots to 2 are going to be there on Tuesday in Anfield. And I would put the house on it that PSG is going to win. I can't bet on this podcast. Okay. My wife told me I can't bet on air, but
okay, so down. I guess my question to you is you saying that you're not betting on Alisson having that repeat performance. So does that mean you're betting on Salah having the same repeat performance?
Here's the thing. Nuno Mendes pocketed Salah.
Okay.
There's no way around it. Is someone else going to be guarding him? It seems like it's going to be the same players, same matchups.
Okay, it's going to be the same player shooting on goal on Alisson.
Can I be a hater? Can I be a hater? While he pocketed this shit out of Salah, he's the reason why they lost. He's the reason why Harvey Elliott made that beautiful run down the right and scored. So listen, I'm being a hater.
Oh yeah, he ruined it for sure.
He had Salah in that straight jacket, belt to ass, couldn't do much. Little white boy Harvey Elliott came through like fucking Roadrunner, and next thing I know it's 1-0. So listen, Salah just wasn't winning his duels. Y'all got all the stats. You don't need me to keep repeating it. But Salah ain't going to get marked 8 for 8 times again. I don't see that happening. So now where do we go from here?
I do. Clearly.
Oh my God.
I just feel like you guys are ignoring.
We've sat here on this podcast and said that Salah is the best player in the world, and you're telling me he's going to get pocketed 2 games in a row? You just know that for a fact? We have said that Salah is having a historic run, literally the best run in Premier League history on pace, and you're telling me that it's a fact and an assumption that he's just going to get pocketed the exact same way.
He went up against what seems to be the best or second best left back in the world, who was stronger than him, faster than him, and read every single move Salah was making. With that high press combined with Nunez's pace, I don't see anything changing on the outfield players. You guys are making all these judgments off of a goalie. Honestly,
you're making all these judgments off one game. What are you saying?
One game where they dominated. That was domination. I know they lost. Listen, I know it sounds a little crazy. There's no way PSG is losing the next game. There's no way.
Okay, so you're saying that one game that Liverpool, and they played bad and they played on the road. Let's not forget, they're going back home to Anfield, and we know the stats show that they have a significant advantage at home. They play much better at home. For whatever the reason, the numbers show it. So you're saying that this entire resume that they've had, one of the most dominant Premier League seasons in a little while, we see the gap that they put on Arsenal, for example. They played very well in Champions League. None of that matters because they played one bad game.
Matchups make fights.
Okay, and they can't make any adjustments, is what you're saying.
They didn't make any adjustments in the second half. PSG was still the best team in the second half.
The adjustment is bringing on Harvey Elliott and him scoring.
They got lucky. They got lucky.
Okay, so Darwin Nunez didn't come in and change the game?
No. Darwin Nunez did his thing on that one play. PSG was tired at the end of the game, and they got a sweet little goal. And PSG could have had 4 or 5 goals that game.
I want Liverpool to play this before they go on the pitch next week, just to know this is what cats think. Because
this is
type
insane.
of disrespect should not be tolerated. I'm not even a little, and I feel disrespected for them.
No, listen, there was a clear difference when they put Darwin in at striker and took off Jota. They looked significantly better.
That was
You
the
don't think that if they started Darwin,
that's the adjustment, motherfucker.
like they made an adjustment in the second half. Darwin came in and changed the entire game.
literally,
His
the guy-
pace, his strength.
Entire game.
Literally, the guy who you just waxing poetic about shutting down Salah. Literally, there was a replacement for Salah, and they ended up scoring. That is the literal change and adjustment. Like
They literally made adjustments and
do
scored.
not get it.
Say whatever you want. The single best chance on goal was Liverpool's. Out of all the shots that PSG had, they did not have as clean of a shot as Liverpool had when they scored.
And who set it up? Darwin Nunez. Like, come on, man. You're the one who even was before we get on the pod.
You can give credit for that, but I'm just saying the overall story of this game and the overall analysis of how these two teams matched up, to me is very clear. Like it wasn't a question of which team, if they played another game, would probably have won. It just looked
They're literally going to play another game, Brad.
Oh, I know, and I can't fucking wait. I can't wait to be back here. We're gonna be back here, and PSG's gonna win. Maybe I think PSG's gonna grab maybe like a 3-1,
Like 1 for 5
3-0.
for predictions, Brad. Like, don't even stop.
No.
it.
No.
All your Man City predictions been wrong. Literally all of them. All of them.
Hey, well, speaking of a prediction, I got right.
Okay.
I said Real Madrid would beat Atletico Madrid. Mr. Atletico Madrid over here, Mr. PG County head of the Atletico Madrid club, picked his boys. And honestly, you guys didn't even look like there was anything going down there.
I mean,
You think they have a chance?
I mean, I think they have a chance. I do think that I'm much more confident in Real Madrid advancing than I would say PSG coming back and advancing. There are chinks in the armor. Vinicius didn't really do much. Mbappe didn't really do much. We'll see how they look incorporating Jude back in the lineup. One of those attackers is coming out, and I think it might be Brahim, even though he probably doesn't deserve it.
You can't take.
I think you have to.
out.
I think they do. Not even saying that he deserves it, but I think you do.
Belly coming back, so like,
I think
like-
you take someone else out because Brahim Diaz.
who are you going to
Who are you
take
taking out?
I would take Camavinga out. He wasn't doing too much in the middle.
Bro, their defense is getting exposed. You can't do that.
The reason I would say that is because Atletico's plan really seemed to neutralize Mbappe and Vinicius. Yeah. With them just sitting their defense back and daring you to dribble through them, not playing a high line, not giving Mbappe and Vinicius a chance to run against defenders. They were kind of, I don't want to say useless, but they were pretty invisible. And Brahim Diaz has the technical ability to make a goal like he did. I mean, we could pull this up right now. Shout out to the fans who took this video, so we don't get sued for playing it. But to have this in your bag, the way he set his own goal up too. Little and one mixtape like the fucking Spanish professor over here. Put Jimenez's old ass in the dirt.
Okay, old is crazy. He's 30. Relax.
Rodney felt real.
No, I'm just saying. I
yeah.
mean, if he's old, then y'all are both older than him. I'm trying to help y'all out.
I ain't tripping.
I'm just saying, old ass is crazy.
I found a new love for Brahim watching how he talked his shit to Diego Simeone, because Atletico Madrid coach Diego Simeone before the game was like, "Oh, Brahim Diaz, he's not gonna play." And that dude heard every word of it. And after his goal, I love this. I think that's my new favorite Real Madrid player, man.
Cuando ha ido a celebrar el gol después de la grada y con el banquillo.
Habla ahora, papi, dime algo.
Simeone, que estaba.
As our native Spanish speaker.
Habla ayer. You said you were talking shit yesterday. Say something now, Simeone.
Say something now. Are you guys giving Atletico any chance of winning?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
With that defense, they're just gonna park themselves.
Just checking.
No, to be
I'm not a
honest,
crazy person like the two of you.
Like, who me? I've been said I'm sticking to my guns. I'm still riding with Atletico. I'm not as confident as I am with Liverpool.
I didn't think Real Madrid looked that good, to be honest. They had 2 moments of brilliance, and obviously they have guys who can do that. But just overall in the game,
about all that, they had way more shots on goal. They had more corners. Like, they outplayed them. But
they outplayed them, no doubt. But it just, to me,
they didn't look unstable. They didn't look like they can't
that's
be
all.
beat.
Atletico definitely has a
We're
chance.
at the
I'm
knockout
not.
stage, and no one is gonna, unless we're gonna talk about Arsenal next. Is that what we're doing?
You mentioned Arsenal.
Yes.
They deserve a moment because 7 goals in a Champions League knockout phase, even against some boys from the Netherlands, deserve some respect. As we have our Arsenal fans on Twitter who give us a little shit. We've been talking shit about the Gooners.
Shit. I'm pretty nice to them.
Are you? I don't think any of us going into this knockout phase were like, Arsenal has a good chance to win this competition. Does 7 goals change anything for you?
I'm gonna put back up my tweet when I first saw the draw, and I was like, Arsenal has like. I think you were the one who's like, what do you think? What are you talking about? How can I was just like, I see the draw. I see.
No, they'll beat PSV. Like I think we all knew that.
But I think the La Liga teams. My whole thing was that Madrid and Atletico, they're beating up on each other. Like they playing a tough game. I'm gonna expect an even tougher game too. Now you add a little bit of goal scoring, a little bit of attacking. That seems like a very formidable opponent. Now the young kid Ethan. How do I say his last name?
Nwaneri.
Where's he from?
Nigeria. I mean, he's from London, I think, but his parents.
Yeah, he plays for England. He actually just got the call up to the senior England.
Okay, I thought he was like under 20, whatever, some shit. But okay, but shout out to him. Shout out to Ethan. Like, my thing is, I don't know how much you want to depend on a 17-year-old to be the person who you're not saying is going to lead the attack, but it's kind of like the juice for the attack. I don't know how much you want that.
I don't know. I gotta say, like, I love hating on Arsenal. I don't know why, it feels good, but Ethan Nwaneri he's next, bro. Like there's some guys when they're 17 that they just make stuff look easy, and his touches, the way he finds space, the way he dribbles through opponents, and the quality of shots he's getting off, and it's not just against PSV. He's been doing it in the Premier League for the past month or so. He is special. Like I'm not gonna say he's Lamine Yamal, but he deserves to be talked about in the Lamine Yamal conversation.
This is going to be his biggest stage. Like, every game now going forward is going to be the biggest game of his career. The other 17-year-old phenom, that's not the case. I saw him win Euros. Like, that's literally the whole reason why I'm doing all this is because I watched him be, if not the best player, one of like the 2 best players on the pitch for a team that won the Euros. So I have a little bit more faith and confidence in that.
The only problem is they dropped 7 goals against the second best team from the Netherlands, who has been in terrible form. PSV lost back-to-back games in their Netherlands Cup draw to a team called Go Ahead Eagles, who are in 7th place in the Netherlands. So this was not a real test for Arsenal. My question for you guys is, what kind of chance would you give Arsenal against either Madrid team?
I mean, Chuck kind of said it. I think they've got as good a chance as any team in this draw. Forget against the Madrid teams, against any team. Just because, Chuck laid it out. Like, when you're a defense first team, and you just talk about yourself. You have a guy who all of a sudden is special, can change the game single-handedly, can make something out of nothing. You have, to me, I think their midfield is so underrated with Odegaard.
Declan Rice has been.
Declan Rice,
he's been so much better. He's been so much better.
Partey, those 3 guys in midfield, you can really stack up that midfield with anyone. I mean, and I think they have one of the best center back duos in the world. With Saliba and the other Brazilian guy, his name's escaping me. Gabriel. So they they're just the middle, the midfield, the center backs. That's a strong core to at least have a puncher's chance. I don't think that they can be dismissed at all.
Yeah. Speaking of people who dismiss stuff, Jamie Carragher, who of course dismissed AFCON.
What a segue.
Got a fucking mountain of hate, deservedly so. And they gave Jamie Carragher a moment to walk it back, a moment to say sorry to an entire continent that he pissed off. Let's listen to his apology. I want to see what you guys think of his mea culpa.
What I would say is where I got it wrong was I was clumsy with my language in describing AFCON as not a major tournament. There's 5 major tournaments out there besides the World Cup, but some of them don't resonate with the people who vote for the Ballon d'Or. And that for me was not an opinion, that was like a fact in terms of looking who'd won the Ballon d'Or over the last sort of 40, 50 years. So the Ballon d'Or was the European Football of the Year. So maybe there is a bias towards winning the Euros or European football. in the past. So it was definitely not my aim to offend anybody. Hopefully that's now addressed it.
Yeah, I mean, he did a tremendous PR job there. Tremendous. Like, he really sat down and he twisted it. And the thing is, that's just not what he said. He shifted it when his original statements were personal. It was his personal opinion. He felt like they weren't. He then shifted it to saying, well, the Ballon d'Or committee doesn't feel like that the AFCON is, which is maybe true, which probably is true. So he's not wrong. Nothing he said was wrong, but those two things, that correlation between the previous statement where he was just giving his personal opinion versus now shifting it to, well, globally, the, soccer elites don't view AFCON as this, the people who vote on the Ballon d'Or, like, very, very slick, very clever. I think that's honestly the best thing he could have done, because he shifted it without actually taking back what he originally said.
Well, I think this is the point that he was having a conversation that he know him and Micah be having. I told y'all last week, and Micah was like, chill, bro. Do not do this in front of public. So since he did too much, he had to backtrack. And to Rodney's point, I don't think he was actually ever saying, like, oh, I'm sorry for what I said. He was like, I am upset. Not even upset. He's like, oh, you guys don't like that? My bad. Let me tell you why you guys are wrong.
The way he shifted it to be like, that's what the Ballon d'Or voters think, in parentheses, and I agree with them. You know, because he didn't say anything of like, oh, AFCON is a higher quality, they deserve more respect. Like, we just looked at Brahim Diaz, like, Morocco's team is stacked, Egypt's team is stacked.
Nigeria
Ghana, well, not Ghana. Ghana's had a tough run right now, but Nigeria's stacked for sure. You know, it's like, I just feel like he had such an easy path to just be like, oh, my bad, I was wrong, and he can't say that shit because he has that European arrogance.
Well,
and you could taste the European arrogance as he said it.
It's not about can't. He just doesn't feel that way.
Yeah,
so he just didn't want to lie.
In his heart of hearts, he truly believes that there is a big gap between Euros, Copa America, and then AFCON. Like, he probably won't tell you like it's a 10%, but he really, in his heart of hearts, believes that the African.
Yeah, he's looking at AFCON like it's the Asia Cup.
Yes, and that's exactly what he said. He was like, there's other, he brought up Asia. Like, I watched the full, and to his credit, like, he's standing on business. He's like, yeah, the Ballon d'Or is our award. He was like, it's ours.
He slipped for a second.
He was like, it's ours. So, yes, and he was like, I might be biased. So he knows what he's doing. At least he said it. He didn't say it fully with his chest, but way more with his chest than most cats. So
yeah, at least he gave a little sneak peek onto why Vinicius didn't win.
All right, you guys want to take a quick trip to the rumor mill?
Always love a good.
Love a little rumor.
All right, the first rumor is about my beloved Manchester City that we don't get to talk about too much these days, and it's that the €100 million man, Jack Grealish, is potentially on his way out. The rumor is that Man City has been intimating privately that summer is the end of the road for Jack Grealish.
You want to show us why?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons why, but let's see if this is part of it. My man was out here on a long weekend, turning up with the people. Man, Jack about 20 beers deep.
Please, Jack. Hi. Jack, hi.
Please, Jack. Please, Jack.
Jack, Ilan.
How many drinks do you think he had? You've seen a lot of people drunk?
At least 8. But I want to say I'm very proud of him for not driving. He's having a rough patch on the field.
Yeah,
and he wanted
his mind off things for a second. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff I've been seeing is that he's been out of shape. He's been getting injured a lot. He's not been recovering well. And this is his reputation, is that he's not really in the club. He's in the pub. And it's crazy how Marcus Rashford goes to a Knicks game and they act like he just fucking snorted coke off a stripper's ass on camera, and Jack Grealish is just a good old boy having a few pints with the lads.
I mean, Brad, I mean, come on, you know the world was like, come on, let's not act obtuse. And
I thought England was a little more advanced than America.
More of a side-by-side
a little
on
bit
Marcus
more
Rashford.
advanced. You thought the originators were? Come on, man. Give me the next one.
Like, come on. We're talking about England. We're talking about the people who quite literally invented, blackness versus whiteness. Like, these people. Come on.
I loved how you used like a weird Southern accent because like full circle, like they are the originators of that weird, funny accent.
Yeah. How much longer do you think Jack Grealish has on Man City?
Oh, he's gone after this year for sure. Or after this like summertime.
They
He's
brought
out here.
all those new kids. Like,
Him and De Bruyne are going to be sitting next to each other on that flight.
in San Diego?
Not in San Diego,
Okay.
but just out of Manchester.
Okay,
you know,
just out of Manchester. Got
There,
it.
you know, there's going to be a layover, you know, and De Bruyne is going to come to America. And
He's
Jackson's
gonna stay
be
in
going to
Europe.
France. You know, like they're going
Stay in
to
Europe.
depart. But the initial bus, like the initial van to get to the airport, like they're going to be next to each other.
Next rumor is that potential star boy Kobe Mainoo has rejected Man U's most recent contract offer. Right now, he's been getting 20 grand a week, and they offered him 120,000 a week, and he was like, "It's 180 or
Welcome
nothing."
to Chelsea, my boy.
You think they're gonna let him walk?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Bro,
definitely.
we're not at the time where cats can be out here making demand. Like, do you see the club that we have? Do you see the people? And once I read that Ahmad got 120 and was like, I'm cool, and you ain't worth more than Ahmad right now, so.
Yeah, Ahmad fucked up the game for everybody. Cause he's the best player on Man
Ahmad is
U.
like, bro, I'm trying to win, bro. Like, y'all don't know what y'all got going on, but me and my house, we trying to get some shit right. So, and 120 is a $10 million a year. Like, bro, some of these cats is getting a little above themselves. Like,
Yeah, 180, and don't get me wrong, he's great. He's only 19. This is his second year. Like, there's a lot of potential.
Yes.
And so, like, you're paying for potential, but at the same time, if you just look at what he's actually done on the pitch, I don't think that's worth 180 just yet.
not
like,
for Man U. Man U is
certainly not
for
for Man U. Like,
No.
I mean, we just talked about it, how they are in no position to be paying extra.
Attackers and strikers,
You know.
One thing I would say, when Ruben has tried to move him around, and we had this conversation about him playing more in the attacking position.
He hasn't been good.
It ain't been good like this.
He's not. That's the thing. He doesn't fill an immediate need. It's not like he's a striker. It's not like he's
that's
filling
my
an
whole
immediate
thing.
need. He
He
scored
doesn't
0
change
goals.
the
this year.
dynamics of the way I think of United, so it's hard for me to be like, yeah, you can get what you want and then some.
Yeah, he's played 49 games for United. He scored 3 goals. He has 2 assists. Those are his career stats. I understand he's good on defense, so it's not all gonna show up on the stat sheet. But United has other guys who can fill that role. They need someone to come in and score. That's their issue, and he's not that guy.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's
And
gonna make
hasn't
him
shown the promise when given opportunity to do those things that he's going to do it at such a high level. So no.
And on top of everything, you're telling me that his price tag is 80 million. I'm sure that the Glazers are looking at that like, we can get 80 million for this guy. Like, let's do it and use that money elsewhere.
I
Maybe we
would
get
say
some
like
jerseys.
he's had a couple goals that he scored, albeit not a lot in the Premier League, but in cup ties and stuff that have been incredibly impressive. Like his bag looks deep, but it does seem like he's kind of like he's a little bit of a tweener, you know. Like Ruben has really, really attacking midfielders in his system, and then these guys who are defensive anchors, and he's good on defense, but he's not a defensive anchor. Like he's not like a Nico Gonzalez, Rodri type. So I don't know, but at the same time, Man U to me, they can't afford to be letting that talent go away because right now they are talent starved. Like him and Diallo should be building blocks for your future.
Not at
you
a week, buddy.
Well, but at the same time, you talk about talent. Like people said, like Garnacho had a lot of talent. People said that Højlund or whatever had a lot of talent. Like Man U's in a position where they need proven talent, not people with potential. Especially like you said, people who don't have a clear role. They don't have a clear vision for exactly where he fits in Ruben's system. So if we're assuming that Ruben is going to stay, because like I said, they don't want to pay another coach, so Ruben's probably going to be back, at least for the start, and Ruben this offseason is going to retool and get guys in very specific roles. If he doesn't fit a very specific role, for 80 million, you can go find 1 or 2 guys to then come in and fit very specific roles with equal talent, or at least at minimum have proven more, especially in the goal scoring category. So I understand, like, it will be tough, like he is good, but I just don't think it's worth it for them. They are gonna do a total rehaul, and for someone like you said, it was a tweener who, if you look at Ruben's system, you can't just immediately point and say, Mainoo here every game. He's moving him around to figure out what to do with him. I think he's moving him around and if it's for 80 million, it's like I'll just find someone who comes in and I know what he's gonna do.
Yeah. The last rumor we have is about Brazilian national and West Ham midfielder Lucas Paqueta, who is facing a lifetime ban for scamming out here. That they said he was intentionally getting yellow cards for people, for like his uncle or something who was betting on him getting yellow cards. Do you think it's fair that he would face a lifetime ban for that?
Fair? Absolutely.
What?
I mean, if he's guilty, for sure.
Yeah. First of all, that's the thing to me. Like the idea that getting yellow, I'm like, is there a bet?
Yeah, you can bet on someone getting a yellow card.
Okay, good. But maybe my
I
family.
mean, his uncle's back in Brazil, so it's not like his uncle's in England doing
got
this.
you.
His uncle, he's calling his uncle on the phone like, "Hey,
off store book shit." Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought because I be checking the.
No, this is not a FanDuel bet.
Yeah, this is not a FanDuel exclusive. Got you. This is the.
Yeah, this is in the favelas. You know what I'm saying? He's out, making a shake.
With that, see, because that's what I was reading. I was like, so you telling your uncle you get a? I don't see the benefit, but I can see it.
Low-key, I feel like of all the ways to gamble on yourself or fix, that's kind of subtle, you know? Just get a yellow card here. You're not giving up goals. You're not,
Well, that's the thing, but see, that's the thing about the yellow card. Like, once given a yellow card, depending on when at part of the game, you might be less willing to attack. If you're a defender, there's I guess there's some strategy in the idea of it, but like to your point, it's too many moving parts to me for it to actually like be a profitable scheme. But maybe I'm not smart enough.
Well, I mean, they got some profit. That was the price how they got caught. There was some profit. But I think actually,
I saw that the uncle got like some a large amount, or he paid a player in
someone
Brazil.
else in a separate thing.
And
So
that's what I think triggered the be like, what's going on?
As someone who's an uncle of an aspiring football player, I can see this uncle planted this scheme way back when. He was like, yo, we're going to get you the Premier League, take a couple yellow cards here or there. No one's going to notice it's a yellow card. Who keeps track of yellow cards?
I will say he's getting off easy, even if he's guilty, because unlike, say, a Jonte Porter, where it's like you're out of the NBA, there is no NBA equivalent. Like, it's over for you. Like, you're never going to be making real money. He can just go play in La Liga. Like, this is only a suspension for life from the FA, like, only from England. Like,
he's good at shit, too.
That's
like, he's not like an okay player. He's
good. Like, if he is banned from the Premier League and Championship, like, some Bundesliga team, some Serie A team, like, they will pick him up. Like, he will continue to live his life in another country in Europe and just keep doing his thing. Like, it's really not that big of a punishment at the end of the day. It's not like all of Europe has come together and banned him. This is only for, one specific country.
I do love that he came out with a statement that he was like, for 9 months, I've cooperated with every step of their investigation, except for the part where he threw his phone away.
Well, to be fair, they had his phone first, gave it back to him, and then they asked for it again. They're like, wait, we need to check one more thing. And he was like, oh, sorry, got a new phone. Thought you all didn't need it anymore. My bad. You know what I'm saying?
I need a new phone my damn self. Like I might. So if you need to come get some shit, you need to come now before.
Well, I mean, but when they took his phone, he didn't have a phone. So then he got a new phone. So when they took the old phone back, he's like, well, I didn't already transferred all my iCloud to this
That's
new
my
one.
point.
I don't need this one anymore.
If
So
you need something from me now, come get it. Because this phone, when this is,
it wasn't a Eric Adams where they. When it needed his phone and he changed the password and was like, oh, I forgot. I don't know the password. Can't get into the phone. Like, they took the phone and went through all his messages. If anything, bad investigating to give him the phone back and then asking for it again the second time. Like, you should have did everything when you had the phone.
Well, and also, don't give him the phone. Like, they're not the feds, bro. Like, just throw that shit away.
See, that's now don't give anyone any legal advice.
Here's the thing. It's like if you're
don't do it.
No. I think it's good advice. I think it's good advice.
Look, I know you're Jewish, but you're not a lawyer. Like, you don't need to. No.
Whoa.
No one listen to this. If you're innocent, give the phone up. Don't do that.
Like, I just got a call from APAC.
I'm about to say, like, you saw the lights flicker in here, right?
Yo, with the lights, that was heard.
Hey, terrible legal advice.
They said stop.
You're right, they're not the feds. So if they don't get the phone, it's just immediate, you're gone.
I'm just saying, listen, if you're gonna scam, I'm not saying you should scam, but if you're gonna scam well. Don't scam like an amateur. They said, we need your phone. Bro, throw that shit in the fucking Thames River and that shit will never be seen again. It's so easy. Oh, I slipped, I fell, I dropped it. It's gone. And like you said, if they kick him out of the league, great. Go play for Real Madrid.
You're not helping your case at all.
I think the
Rodney's gonna be up late figuring out which time code to edit out there.
We're keeping all this in. We're keeping all this in. I said nothing wrong. I stand on all of it. Keep it all of it. I don't care.
If you're one of these people dumb enough to have damning evidence on your phone, you need to have an exit strategy. Okay. Because the strategy is not look at my phone full of fucking evidence.
Okay, but clearly he deleted. If he was guilty, clearly he deleted stuff off the phone before he gave it to them.
Somehow people can see like deleted Instagram messages. I got in trouble with that one.
Okay, the fact that you know that.
Hey,
all right, see, at first I said we shouldn't delete everything. Delete that part. Take that part.
Take that
part out.
All right, you guys want to give some big ups?
Let's do it.
First big up is the end to Rodney's career in media. This has been a good run. No.
That's funny.
No. First big up is to Jude Bellingham. I would say for basically listening to his mom is what I'm guessing. He was at the Atletico Real Madrid game, and let's just see. Last time he had his beautiful Ashlyn Castro with him, and this time it was just him and Mom Dukes. I don't know. Maybe Ashlyn was busy. Maybe that's it. Maybe Neymar called.
Wow.
Maybe Neymar called.
You're
It's
nuts.
crazy.
Can I say, Jude looks a little upset. Looks like he's
first off, why is he dressed like Inspector Gadget? Let's start there.
Because he's British, bro.
Like, let's start there. All he's missing is a fucking pipe. Like, what the fuck what's going on?
He's dressed like he's investigating Lucas Paqueta.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, he's dressed like he has a hunch all the time.
You guys are crazy.
Like, secondly, I know he's a young guy, but like, I'm not feeling the neck beard, no mustache combo. He's got to do something, bro. I got some beard oil for you, some castor oil. You know, I'm not saying it's got to fully connect, but like, you should not have most of your facial hair under your jawline. I think that's a little weird. Like, at least grow the mustache out. You know, maybe get a goatee if you can. When I was 21,
one tonight, boy.
I'm just saying, when I was 21, 22, I didn't have a full beard. I get it. My shit's still not fully connected, but you know, it's not all under my neck. Like, I got, you know, I always had a mustache.
Look at me and Chuck. God,
I'm just saying, a mustache is bare minimum. You can't go no mustache, but then have the shit coming down. Like, what are we doing?
Well, big ups to Moms because she got her out of here. Like, that's a win.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of my question. How do you think it went down? Do you think it was Mom being like, you need to chill?
Nah, definitely not. I think it was Jude on Twitter looking at everyone, people
21.
like us,
he's 21.
talking shit, and it was like, enough. Can't have this.
He's like, buddy, she does crazy things when we're in private. There's no need for you guys to bother me in public.
And that's the math I wish he had done in the first place.
Why does it matter? He's doing it now, and no one is like, just because we're old, fucking losers who care. No one's like, he doesn't care.
It sounded so hopeful for us.
Oh, yeah. He's just old, like him. He's 20, buddy. You know how big? Listen, he's fine. He's fine. Jude, trust me, you're fine.
Yeah. Shout out to the Brazilian Cats. They came out with the news that Neymar has been elevated, moved up back to the senior squad. Shout out to Neymar on his road to World Cup 2026 when he loses to USA. Anthony, on the other hand, he felt like he deserved better. So I want to just big up him and acknowledge, you know, that he's been playing a lot better at Real Betis out in La Liga, you know. And I think it just begs the question, Chuck, do you wish you had Anthony in your life?
No, don't need him. What did Ruben say?
Yeah.
I think Ruben said the realest thing. He was like, Anthony, he went to La Liga. It's physical. Of course, he's like, I'm with Ruben. Like, it's a different type of league. Like, if he comes back to the Premier League and starts cooking, then you'll have me. But right now,
all right, fair. Oh, see, so now you're with the agenda that La Liga.
No. I'm just with the idea that him in particular, like,
it's just it's a one-time thing.
Yeah,
okay.
This is a one-off.
Nah, it sounds like an agenda forming.
No, this is a Ruben protection forming. That's what it is.
You definitely get a little more space in La Liga. Like I've watched, you just get a little more room to dance around.
See, that's why I don't like Gringo agenda. That's why I didn't do that.
You just pushed the same agenda.
No.
You introduced the agenda today.
I pushed a Ruben is right agenda. I made it very clear.
About the agenda.
No, listen. If he would have played in Serie A, I would have been doing the same thing. It is
Serie A.
Serie A. I need to protect Ruben. That is the agenda. That is the agenda. But me, I'm gonna do a big up. Big ups. We staying in La Liga, but the officials, not the officials, the governing body want to big them up for going after racism. Like, we've talked a lot about this here and how maybe the Europeans aren't the best, but La Liga, after Vinny was attacked by Real Sociedad,
yeah, there we go.
Sociedad, ooh.
Hey, Rodney using those Spanish lessons.
I might get my little Spanish on. By their fans in a fixture in February, La Liga has made it their mission to go after these fans and report them to the local police. And for that, I want to just big them up because we need more.
The whole story just got ruined. What do you mean they handed them over to the racist police to do it? I thought they were going to do something. They didn't do anything.
Please, I'm not going to do that to my Spaniard brethren. I don't know how.
Here's the thing. There's definitely like a reputation of Spaniards being racist.
Maybe.
And we see the fans, but they put 3 people in jail for yelling racial slurs at Vinny.
Oh,
That's crazy.
There we go.
Like the United States gives you like you get to be the president for yelling racist slurs here.
Like,
well, that's not true. You just gotta yell them at. If you yell them at LeBron, you're going to jail too, probably. Like,
not jail. You're just getting kicked out. You're not going to jail. I don't think you're going to jail for.
Yeah, you're probably not going to jail. But you're never allowed back into crypto arena.
That's
like,
probably true too.
The commitment is crazy. Like they hired lip readers to go through and watch the videos and find the fucking racists. Like.
I appreciate that. That's what I'm saying.
You imagine doing that at an NFL game? You arrest half the stadium.
But to be fair, like their racism is a little different. Like they be calling people monkeys and shit. Like, I don't know how many people are in FedEx Northwest Stadium screaming monkeys, but
They really go crazy.
Like that's what
I will say if you're gonna do something, do it right. They be going hard. They be doing it. They do it right in Spain. They bring the bananas to the game. Like they be. Hey, I gotta respect greatness. They're great at what they do. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, is it right? Is it right? No. Not at all. Don't condone it.
Everybody to this episode. Why don't
I'm just saying, if you're gonna do something, go hard. Yeah,
I went to visit Valencia. I went to a soccer game there. I was like, these people are so nice to me. This is what a beautiful city. And then I watched that shit happen to Vinny, and I was like, God damn.
I thought you was one of them. That's why.
Yeah, but did you just?
I know, but I just
walk in with me, and let's see how nice they are to your ass.
Hold on, time out. Did you really walk into Valencia and be like, "What's the big deal? Why did they have such a bad reputation?"
No, I went before the Vinny thing happened. So that made you surprised when you saw the Vinny news because you're like, wow, when I was there, they were so nice. I guess I was just a little naive,
like, they love me. What do you mean they're mean people?
What do you mean? See, Brad, you're from New York. Like you were around all these like diverse people and everything. But every once in a while, you remind me. You remind me that deep down,
Gringo, go Gringo.
It's all the same DNA at the end of the day. Just every once in a while, I just
Rodney is
reminded. Every once in a while,
Yakubian DNA.
It's all. Everybody came from the same Neanderthal. It was all the same.
Yo, someone stop Rodney.
Including your Polish grandfather.
Facts. That's what I'm saying. I look at pictures of him and I'm like, wow, maybe he was different. He seemed like such a nice guy. And then I see like the Polish PM say like we're in an arms race to Russia, and I was like, damn, my grandma was tripping.
Everyone has to be stopped.
Who you think shot the first shot? Your grandma, your grandpa?
Whoa,
definitely my grandpa. Cause I will say, so my grandmother. Little story time. My grandmother was married previously. Okay, to a black guy. Then, she got caught up, you know what I'm saying? She got caught up, had my mom and my aunt, who were twins, so I know she wasn't expecting two, but, And
Wait,
I
you
will
got
say
caught up with your Polish grandfather?
Yeah, I got caught up with my Polish grandfather after her
Her
failed
first husband.
marriage the first time. Then, you know, but shout out to my grandfather. They were never married, but, you know, he was always active in my mom's life. He'd take him to Catholic school. He did his thing or whatever. They're in Boston, so, you know, interracial relationship, you know, little. But the reason I say that, I think it was my grandfather who shot the shot. Two reasons. One, God rest his soul. We discovered a lot of like love letters that he sent to my grandmother, like when he was off at the Vietnam War. So
Casanova cat?
real lover.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Respect. And secondly, in the real damning evidence, man's got remarried at like 70 to another black woman. So I was like, oh, he just got a type. He just got a type. So
He had a
Sarah,
type.
if you're seeing this, you know she's like 85. She's up in Boston doing her thing. My step grandmother, you know, she's still alive and kicking. Yeah, so my granddad, he had a type, so I think he was on the prowl. He knew what he wanted, and it was that melanin. So.
Only his two wives though, right?
Melanin.
So he didn't even marry my grandmother. So, but yeah, the only two people that
Only
he
two?
was. Yeah, he was. That's what I'm saying.
Real brother.
He knew what he wanted. That's what I'm saying. He said, "I don't want nothing in Poland. I don't no Polish
taxes.
sausage. I need some soul food."
Nothing. No
Yeah,
nothing.
facts,
You ain't
yeah,
touching
facts.
nothing. You ain't getting
Yeah,
no house.
he knew what he
You
wanted.
get
He
no
knew what he
house.
wanted.
You get nothing.
Facts. So,
How
John
did we
Walkie,
get here?
R.I.P. to you. Good man. You and Eric ride home. The only two white men I
Gramps.
respect.
I like Gramps.
I don't get no respect.
After your Valencia comment, you
Yeah, I
got
don't know about
probation.
you. I don't know about you.
Yeah, you got
I'm one of the
probation.
good ones. I don't know about you.
Yeah, you got
I
on
didn't say
probation.
that. I just asked if I get respect. Oh, God. Well, I don't even know what the last topic was. All right. Well, that's what you get at Fried Footie. You don't know where it's going to go.
Oh man.
Tune in next week. Who knows what I'll say about my
Shout
grandfather?
out to all the subscribers. Thank you again. 13,000.